This is almost becoming a theme by now. Hello and welcome back to FTB Interactions. Last time we managed to get all of our LV machines set up. So today I'd like to start off by making our first blast furnace. This is going to be our gate into MV machines. And since the blast furnace is pretty slow, I would like to get this started first. And then after that, I think we're going to hop into Botania today and maybe get a few of these things automated. So let's see what exactly is required for this blast furnace. Some graphite plates, a circuit, heatproof, which needs Invar. We've not made Invar yet. An electric blast furnace, we can do this no problem. Some tin cable, and then, yeah, what does Invar take? I think it's nickel and iron? Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any nickel yet, so I'm going to have to go and grab some nickel. Let's double check where it spawns in the world. Looks like it's in this vein here with the cobaltite and the garnerite. So I'm going to start off by collecting some nickel and then we'll be back to make the blast furnace. I went ahead and grabbed some nickel. I think I've got about 3 stacks of ore that's currently processing. I've also made up 3 stacks of Invar. And I'm making some copper nickel right now, which is just obviously nickel and copper. This is used for the coils in the blast furnace. But to make the blast furnace itself, we need these Invar frames, which means we need some rods. And I realised I haven't made a lathe yet to make rods, so let's actually just quickly make a lathe. I just crafted the rest of the materials for this. And we'll go ahead and hook this up next to all of our other machines. And then we'll make up a little batch of Invar rods. In fact, I might just do half a stack. Ooh, I also just remembered that we can upgrade our satchel with this Invar. With access to Invar now, we can get a bigger satchel. Inventory space is definitely something that I'm lacking right now. It's quite hard to keep a clean inventory in this pack. And just to be safe, I'll take all the items out before upgrade. There we go, there's a bigger satchel for us, the hardened version. Extra row is going to be nice, and of course we'll upgrade it later down the line as well. Anyways, let's grab a handful of these Invar frames. Yeah, let's just do all 24. Then we can make our heat proofs. And then we'll need our electric furnace, which is just missing some cable. Made the machine hull there. There's the furnace, and then what are we missing here? Some steel plates and a circuit. Oh, it's graphite plates. That's it, that's right, of course. Alright, there we are. There's our blast furnace. Awesome. Let's see what the quest gives us. Some copper nickel. We just need some energy input hatches. Right, there's 2 machine casings. 2 machine hulls. And then combine that with some more tin cable. There's 2 hatches in the quest. Claim our free copper nickel. And we need to make 8 coil blocks. I think it's 16 per. Yeah, 16 coils per blast furnace, and the quest book gives us 8 free. So all we need for this is some wire. And I'm trying to decide where I want to place this blast furnace. Obviously we have to power it, and right now we're just going to be using our steam turbines. So I think what I'll do is take maybe 4 of, well, we need 4 of these to power it. So I'll take 4 of these off here, and then I'll run another line of steam underneath these boilers here. And we'll put our blast furnace right here, I think. Okay, and there is our 8 copper nickel coil blocks. All we need now is a input bus and output bus, I believe. And I think ULV should suffice. I will need some more wrought iron though. I am kind of running low on iron. This might be all that I have. I may have to go and grab some more iron. Although I might just be able to scrounge up enough for this. I made up another little bunch of this mechanical pipe to move our steam around. So let's take 4 of these turbines. We're going to have to replace them or do something. Probably a battery, like I mentioned before. But what we're going to do for now is just place these turbines directly on the energy inputs. Like so. I believe these can take from multiple sides. I guess we'll see. And I think this one here in the end needs rotated. That way, yeah. And then steam will go in here. And I suppose just to keep it neat, I'll run it underneath. And I'm one pipe short. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I can't actually make some more pipe. Well, I can, but it's a bit of a process. So, to make this pipe, we need this enriched alloy to make it the next tier. To make enriched alloy, though, we need soldering alloy, graphite dust, and destabilized redstone in an assembler. We actually do have this. We need to make some destabilized redstone, though. And I can't remember, did we make a fluid extractor? Cutting machine, mixer, electrolyzer, solidifier. Ow. Ow, okay. I'm sorry. Man, the skeletons in this just don't let up. They have quick fire 1,000,000 on their bows. Okay, let's make a run for it. Okay, we don't have a fluid extractor, so there's one there. And so now I'll melt some redstone, and also I'll grab some soldering alloy, which is antimony and tin. I do have some antimony, I don't remember exactly where it came from. I think maybe I electrolyzed something. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and finish off our blast furnace. And oh yeah, that's right, we need input and output buses as well. I got kind of distracted there. Okay, so there is the input bus and the output bus. Blast furnace is formed. And we'll put a chest. Yeah, we'll put the chest in the front there. Alright, I connected up all of the steam to our turbines here, powering our blast furnace. So this is now being fully powered. I do need to turn that input bus. Yeah, so now we can start making aluminium. So to make aluminium, we have to... Actually, how do we get aluminium again? I've already forgotten. It's through aluminium dust, right? And then we electrolyze clay. Am I remembering this correctly? I mean, there is aluminium ore, but I don't know if that spawns, does it? Yeah, aluminium ore does not spawn in the overworld, at least. And as far as I can see, all of the electrolysis recipes are all MV. Okay, I think I found it here. We have to smelt it into nuggets, which is super inefficient, but it's the only way we can do it right now. So we can either use rubies or ruby dust. Or, oh yeah, we can use sapphire as well. So ruby or sapphire in the blast furnace will give us 5 aluminium nuggets. So I think I do have some ruby lying around. I'll use that and throw that in the blast furnace, and then, oh yeah, there's 2 stacks right there. So I'm going to process that into dust. And just like that, there's our first aluminium nuggets. So I went mining and gathered up about 4 or 5 stacks of ore. And then I also made this basic centrifuge to process the dusts. So the way I've been processing this sapphire is by just manually hammering it, since that is faster than the macerator. At least with the tier of machines that we have. And then I've been throwing some of it in the forge hammer, just to do it automatically, and then crafting some of it into impure dusts. And then we put the impure dusts in here, through this recipe here. So it's 4 seconds, 24 EU a tick. This gives us tiny piles of green sapphire and also sapphire dust. And both of these we can throw in our blast furnace. So I have a couple of stacks in here already. As you can see, we already have quite a bit of aluminium. But it still will take a little while. So yeah, we're just going to leave that running, and I think we're going to move on to some Botania now. And yeah, there's a quest for some aluminium. Yeah, storage is becoming a bit of an issue here. I need to find some other solution. I would love to get 82, but we're still miles away from that. And I know there is logistics pipes in this pack. I'm not sure if we're going to be messing with that. I want to kind of decide, because I heard it is quite laggy. Let me know what you guys think about the logistics pipes. Should we invest in those, or should we just wait until 82? So yeah, as I mentioned, we're going to be starting Botania today. So this is our current progress so far. The first thing I would like to start with is getting the mana pool, so I think we're going to start over this side. This side is for nacre. And nacre, I believe, is used to create thaumcraft blocks. So First of all, we have to make nacre blocks, and then that gets turned into the arcane stone for thaumcraft. So we'll be automating that pretty soon, but first of all I want to get the diluted mana pool, and then the regular mana pool obviously. So to make the mana pools we have to do it in the astral sorcery crafting table. I'm going to make a handful, and oh yeah, we can even do it during the day. So yeah, so we're also going to need a wand of the forest, which needs wisdom wood, and wisdom wood we get from throwing sticks into mana, the wizardry mana that is. I should still have some of that left. I don't actually know where I put it though. I found it. It was in one of these tungsten steel drums. So we'll place some of that down and throw our sticks in. That'll give us our quest, and our diluted mana pools are also finished. Actually no, just one. I have to make the rest. Oh, and it also gives us 3 free pools, so I'll take that, and mana splitter. Alright, so next quest. Okay, your starting flower options are the Petropetunia or the dandelifeon. No other producers are available to you. And it says here, the Petropetunia can burn any burnable fuels like creosote or diesel. Well, we have creosote, so we could do this. And this dandelifeon is actually quite an interesting option. I think I'm leaning towards doing this. This uses the cellular blocks to make mana. It's a whole complex algorithm based on the game of life. And you know what, after thinking about it a little bit, I think we're actually going to go for this dandelifeon. The Petropetunia is an option, but I would like to save our diesel for power generation instead. And we haven't got around to making diesel yet. So I think this way is going to be interesting and a bit of fun to set up. So, to make our dandelifeon, we first have to set up our mystical petals. And to get these, we have to get them from flowers. And then after you have the first petal, you can plant ball it and basically duplicate them. So I got this first white one from a quest reward. We place this down and plant ball it. As you can see, they duplicated themselves, and then we can pick these up. And for increased yield, we can even use some bone meal. And I believe there are 16 different colours from Botania. I would like to get them all. So to get each of the flowers that drop the petals, these ones here from the plants mod, we can use these plant balls just on grass, and they will give us a random colour. So I think this one will be cyan or blue. I think it's blue. So we have to craft this with low covalence, with a little bit of mana, and that gives us our first petal of each colour. So I'm going to just keep going until I have all 16 colours. Do you think there's enough zombies here? So I got a little bit stuck trying to get the last few. Turns out they have to be on sand, so if we place the plant ball on sand, that will give you the last few. But there is one, like the black one, that I can't get. I don't know where this comes from, because the only crafting recipe for it is for the Botania flowers, and obviously they don't generate in this pack. So I'm not actually sure. I'm probably missing something very obvious. But I don't think we need it for now, so I'll come back to it. Anyway, yeah, so now that we have the petals, we also need to make these cellular blocks. This is also used in the generation of the mana itself, so this is definitely something we want to fully automate. And to make these, we need firm tofu, beets, and looks like any other vegetables, along with a plant. So what we're going to do is expand out our farms. I'm going to completely rebuild this thing. I think we'll keep it over this side. I'm going to probably build an extended room on here, and we'll have a big farming area. And eventually I think we'll fully automate it with the plant interactor. This just takes an MV hull, which is why I wanted to get this aluminium started. So yeah, let's do a bit of building and build a room for our farming. Lesson learned, never eat random plants. Alright, so I've spent a bit of time building, and this is what we have so far. So those are 4 9x9 crop areas. I'm going to make use of these apiaries. I need to craft up one for each side as well. And then, yeah, we're going to have sprinklers in the middle. I've moved up the lotus seeds as they're going to be easier to plant. And I'll have to craft up some more seeds. Unfortunately, we don't get the seeds just by farming these things. They have to be crafted. And for now, I've also planted the candleberries and the cotton for string. I think these first two fields is what we're going to use for our cellular blocks. So I have to actually find some beets to plant, and also tofu, which comes from soybeans. I don't have any of these seeds or any soybeans to actually plant. So maybe it's worth checking out some villages. I know there is a few around here. There's this one over here. There's a few more to the south as well. Yeah, one there and one over here on this little island. There's a couple further on as well, but hopefully there should be some there. And obviously for the time being, we're just going to manually farm this and yeah, just batch craft the cellular blocks because we do get quite a lot of mana at once. But yeah, as for the building, I tried to keep the things consistent and try and line them up as much as possible. So like this middle block here lines up with this pillar, and that should make the roof quite easy to do. I have some ideas in my head of how this is going to be, but we may end up also doubling this farm up as well. Basically by adding either another level or expanding this out to add 4 more fields. We'll see, I'm not sure yet. But the last part of the cellular block is a tree, or a sapling, or grass, or a flower, or I think anything can be used here. So we might as well make use of this and use our mineral saplings, these ones. And eventually we can use like an ender chest or something to teleport them over and have like a crafting set up here to automatically craft all the blocks and store them. But everything for now will just be manual. So I'm going to go out and see if I can find any soy and other crops to plant here, and then we'll start automating the dandelifeon, I think. Turns out I did not need to check the villages. I managed to get these from the Pam's Harvestcraft Gardens that we crafted in, I think it was episode 1. This quest here. One was from the tropical and one was from the frost. So I'm going to just expand these out. I also grabbed some more lotus seeds from our strainers back in the void world when I was searching for the seeds. So I've run into another little roadblock. I thought we were ready to make this dandelifeon by now, but it turns out we need an orange tulip, and I don't have any, so I'm going to have to go and hunt for a forest of some sort, a flower forest or something, and also phytogrow. So there's a number of different ways we can do phytogrow in this pack. And we only need a little bit, so the easiest way is probably just to do this recipe here. However, I don't have any apatite, so I'm going to have to go mining for some of that as well. While I was waiting for day, I crafted up enough materials to make 3 more sprinklers. This is kind of expensive since it takes pumps at this point, and pumps aren't the easiest thing to make. But we'll grab 3 more here. So I figured north here was probably my best bet to go. But I'm thinking that was a bit of a mistake for the tulips. We'll see how long this takes me. And the fact that you can't sleep through dark in this pack makes things really difficult. I've ended up AFKing quite a few nights. I just picked up a little bit of apatite. I ended up going south instead of north. And I also see the tulips up in that mountain. Alright, so now that we have everything, we are ready to craft our cellular blocks and the dandelifeon. I also expanded out this farm. Put down the sprinklers, and so yeah, let's craft some cellular blocks. I'm probably just going to do a stack of this stuff. We first have to process the tofu though, so we have to centrifuge it twice or use the basic work table. But we have a centrifuge, so we might as well use it. Okay, so there is some cellular blocks to get us started. I almost used up our orange tulips there. That was close. Anyways, we also need the dandelifeon itself, and I'm missing magenta. I thought this was purple. I don't know if I actually have the magenta one. Oh, I do. Alright, and there is our dandelifeon. Let's get this set up. So this flower actually has a really big range. I believe it's 25 by 25. We don't, technically speaking, need all of that space, but I think we will clear all of that out, and I was thinking about lowering it into the floor, maybe 2 blocks. So we'll have it like on this level here. And we'll go like 25 that way, 25 that way. And it will end up slightly into that mountain. Which means we'll have to rip up these walls. Alternatively, we could just stack it on top of the farm. But I'm not really a big fan of that idea. So I think I might just do it the way I want to do it and not be so lazy. It means we'll have some digging and stuff to do, but I think it'll turn out better this way. Actually, I'm not sure how it's going to center with the farm itself. I may have to shift it over a couple of blocks. So I decided to change it up. This farm is 19 by 19, like I said, so I copied this over here. So this is what we got here, is a 19 by 19 square. I double checked the range of the dandelifeon. It is 25, but you can get away with having it a little bit smaller. You don't need to use all 25 by 25 squared. So for those who are not aware of how the dandelifeon works, it's based on Conway's Game of Life. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it because I don't fully understand it myself, but there is definitely an optimal setup for this, so I'm going to be copying that more or less. Okay, so I have what I think is the correct setup here, and it's all online. I'll probably link to it. But basically the way this works is we're going to place our cellular blocks on the blocks that I've marked here. So these start on these blocks. These red cobblestone blocks are probably going to replace the block itself, but these are just blockers, so that any cells cannot get into the space, because that's going to basically fail the game. In the middle of these slabs is where we're going to put our dandelifeon. And so now, to start this thing, we have to give this a redstone signal. So if we pulse this dandelifeon, it's going to start the game. And after 100 cycles, we should see that one of them touches this flower. Alright, so the game finished, and I think this is full of mana. Let's actually get a Wand of the Forest to test this out. I forgot about that. So the Wand of the Forest takes a white petal, or any petal, I think. Crystallized mineral. Oh, I didn't realise this before. So we have to fluid solidify this, and this we can get from the centrifuge. Okay. Okay, and after processing some mineral, there is our Wand of the Forest. I thought this would have been a quest. Maybe we haven't unlocked it yet. So yeah, we can see now that the dandelifeon has not quite half. I thought I would have filled it all. Maybe not though. I guess this internal buffer is quite big. That's one thing I'm not so keen on in Botania. There's no actual numbers, so you don't know like what you're actually dealing with. I don't know if this is a large amount of mana or quite a small amount, because sometimes the bar zooms itself in. So yeah, with this setup we can eventually have auto placers that place the cellular blocks in place. And then, oh, I accidentally left the redstone on. Yeah, we can have auto placers that place these cellular blocks and then automatically start the game. So we'll probably set that up at some point. But for the time being, we have to actually move the mana. So for that we need a mana spreader, and get rid of this guy. Oh, I don't actually know where he went. Okay, I got him. Yeah, so we're going to need a mana spreader. And I haven't looked at the recipe for these yet, so let's see what we need for these. Brass, we can do that. Glass lens. Infused wood. We can do this, so we just need to drop wood into starlight. Wisdom wood, we have this. And then a brass plate, we can do that. The only thing we don't have though, actually, is the starlight crafting altar. Oh, which takes Thaumium. We haven't made Thaumium yet, so it looks like we're going to be doing some more thaumcraft. So one of the aspects that we need for the Thaumium is precantatio. It's one of those that's not very easy to come by, at least not on its own. However, fortunately we do get given some as a quest reward. There's one here for the forge hammer, and another 20 for the infernal furnace. So that takes us up to 35, and then we can use dirt for the terra, and then steel for our catalyst. Or actually, it's probably worth using blue steel. Yeah, you know what, let's switch to using blue steel. We're going to get double output. So make sure I have my goggles of revealing, and then we'll throw it in our precantatio, the dirt, and the blue steel. It gives us 14 thaumium and nothing else excess left in the crucible. And what was that quest there? Oh, it gives us 8 more. Nice. So that gives us 22 thaumium to start with. And what was it we needed? 3 thaumium plates, some marble, and a rock crystal. So when we do this craft, it's going to actually upgrade this luminous crafting table in place, and mean that we can't use it until we build the multi-block structure around it. So before I do that, I want to make this Phosic resonator. And this is going to tell us where the starlight in the world is, so that we can better place our multi-blocks. So now that we have a resonator, we can upgrade our crafting altar. And alright, there it is. We'll pick it up for the quest. That should have been an astral quest, I'm assuming. Yep, it gives us Armara and Sooty Marble. That's actually really handy. That's one of the blocks we need for the multi-block structure. So now I have to wait till nighttime before I can get the benefits of this Phosic resonator, as it only shows the particles at night, I believe. So while we wait for night, let's take a look at the multi-block that we need. So this is our material list. It's just some marble, but I should have most of it, as the marble is actually craftable. So I'm going to gather this up. Okay, I got all the parts for the multi-block, and it's also nighttime, so let's see if we can get lucky with our starlight placement. I'm not seeing any so far. Oh, this is very unlucky. Yeah, this is actually extremely unlucky. I don't know if there's any around here. At least not in the immediate vicinity. And even all the way out here, there's no star fields that I can see. That is our base just over that mountain there. These are more rare than I remember. Ah, I found one. There's one right there. Oh, some ender pearls. There's one right here, you can see the particles, and this might be death. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Even the slash home can't save you all the time. Alright, I think we can make a run for it now. Let's go. Okay, so I had a look back at that footage, and that was a pretty inevitable death after reviewing that. That was very stupid to walk in there. But it seems that the starfield is more or less centered about here. So this is where we're going to build our multi-block. And I don't have a sextant for the preview. So I'm going to just have to go check the book every now and then. So the location for this isn't really ideal. But I think what we're going to just do is set up a slash home up here. Oh yeah, in case I didn't mention earlier, it is advantageous to build in the air, off the ground. The higher you are, the more starlight you get, which is why I've pillared all the way up here. Okay, so let's finish off by crafting this mana spreader. I'm going to make probably 6, I think. So we need some wisdom wood as well as infused wood. So for wisdom wood, we need to throw logs into mana. And infused wood is... oh, that was a mistake. Okay, it doesn't last that long. And then the infused wood, we have to throw wood into starlight. It's actually logs, not planks. Anyway, there we go. There's infused wood. And then we need some brass plates and glass lenses. So for now, the only way we can get the glass lenses is doing it this way in the crafting altar. So let's make up 6 of those. And, wow, I built this in the perfect spot, in the clouds. So yeah, this gives us enough for 6 mana spreaders. Let's make all 6. Done. Quest complete. So with these, finally we can actually transfer the mana that is stored in this dandelifeon. So we'll place our mana spreader into a mana splitter. And then into some mana pools. Now these are only diluted, so they're... I don't think even half the capacity of a regular mana pool. So we'll want to upgrade these eventually, but you just shift right click to link them. And then also link the dandelifeon to the mana spreader. There we go, yeah, shift right click. And as you can see, the mana is draining slightly. Oh, you know what, it was the redstone signal up there. That's what it was. The redstone signal disables this. So now we can point it into the splitter and it'll split evenly between these two. But anyway, with that, I think this is a good time to leave it here. I'm going to probably develop this a little bit more. I might shift this back a few blocks just so we have more space at this end for the mana spreaders and whatnot. And then yeah, lots more building to do. And let's actually check how much aluminium we've got. I've been processing it every now and then. This is almost full. I crafted up some ingots here. I think I have another 4 or 5 stacks maybe in the chests over there. So we can really easily start MV by next episode, I think. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more FTB interactions.